Right. Hi dear students, this particular class I want to discuss the second exercise of NCERT textbook that is based on this particular information. You know P of A intersection B is equals to P of A into P of B, then we can say that A comma B are independent events. Multiplication theorem on probability also, you know P of A intersection B, that means probability of simultaneous occurrence of A and B is equals to probability of occurrence of A into probability of occurrence of B under the condition that A has already occurred. So based on this information, I am going to discuss a few questions from second exercise. P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B, then A comma B are said to be independent events, right? Now we can check with the help of that particular idea first question, because he is saying A comma B are independent events. Comfortably we can find out P of A intersection B value is nothing but P of A into P of B. You will get 3 by 5 into 1 by 5, that is equals to 3 by 25. Next you can see question number 2. What is saying? Two cards are drawn at a random without replacement from a well shuffled pack of 52 playing cards. Find the probability that both cards are black. That means we have to find out P of B1 and B2. That means first card also black card, second card also black card, that we have to find out. That is nothing but P of B1 into P of B2 under the condition the first card drawn is black. Probability of drawing black card in the first draw into again we are drawing black card under the condition first drawn is black. What is the probability of drawing a black card? 26 divided by 52 is the probability of drawing a black card. Okay, you have drawn a black card. Now remaining how many black cards are there? 25 black cards are there. Total number of cards 51 only. So first drawn is a black card. This is the probability, because first we drawn black, nor 25 black cards are there. Total number of cards 51. That's why the required probability is 25 by 51. This you can simplify. So now read question number 3. A box of oranges is inspected by examining 3 randomly selected oranges without replacement. If all the 3 oranges are good, the box is approved for sale, otherwise it is rejected. Out of 15 oranges, total 15 oranges are there. Out of those 15, 12 oranges are good and 3 are bad ones. So he is asking, find the probability the box is approved for sale. When the box is approved for sale, if we got all the good oranges, then the box is approved for sale. That's why P of, first we have to get good orange, second draw also we have to get good orange, third draw also we have to get good orange. That we can write it as probability of getting a good orange in the first draw into probability of getting a good orange in the second draw under the condition first orange is also good. Probability of getting a good orange in the third draw under the condition first also we got good orange, second also we got good orange. That we have to find out. Now what is the probability of getting a good orange? Total 12 divided by 15. Again getting a good orange is equals to 11 divided by 14. Again getting a good orange is equals to 10 divided by 13. Right? If all the 3 oranges are good, then only the box is approved for sale. The same we can write, from 12 select 3. From total 15 we are selecting 3 oranges. This is also the answer we can write directly. Okay. Now I am going to discuss question number 7. What is saying? P of A is given as 1 by 2 and P of A union B is given as 3 by 5 and also given that probability of B is equals to P. In the question is asking to find the value of P in two cases. First case, they are mutually exclusive events. When they are mutually exclusive events, A intersection B is equal to 5. A intersection B is equal to 5 means P of A intersection B is equal to 0. Now I can write P of A union B is equals to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. P of A union B is given in the question as a 3 by 5 is equals to P of A is equals to 1 by 2 plus P minus 0. So from this we are getting the value of P is equal to 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2. So that is nothing but 1 by 10 is the answer. Whereas in the second question what he is asking? He is asking to find the value of P in case of independent events. Right. So P of A union B is equals to, we can write P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. In case of independent events, we can write P of A into P of B. So P of A union B is given as a 3 by 5 is equals to P of A 1 by 2 P minus P of A is equal to 1 by 2 into P. So we are getting 3 by 5 minus 1 by 2 is equals to P by 2. So that's why we are getting 1 by 10 is equals to P by 2. So you will get P value is equal to 1 by 5. So this is the value of P when A comma B are independent events. This is the value of P when A comma B are mutually exclusive events. Next you can see I am discussing question number 11. In 11th question they have given P of A is equals to 0.3 and P of B is given as 0.6. Right. First question is asking to find P of A and B. P of A and B means and denotes intersection. That means we have to find out P of A intersection B. So that is nothing but, because on the question given A comma B are independent events, that's why P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. P of A is equals to 0.3 into 0.6. You will get the answer. In the second question he is asking to find P of A and not B. A and not B. So whenever A comma B are independent events, A comma B bar also independent events, A bar comma B also independent events, A bar comma B bar also independent events. That's why we can write this one as P of A into P of B bar. So P of A value given in the question as 0.3. Now P of B bar is equal to 1 minus 0.6. That is nothing but 0.4. And in the third question he is asking to find P of A or B. R means union. P of A union B is equals to P of A plus P of B minus P of A intersection B. So that is nothing but P of A plus P of B, because they are independent events. P of A intersection B can be written as P of A into P of B. So what is the P of A value? 0.3. P of B is equal to 0.6 minus 0.3 into 0.6. So this simplification you will get the value of P of A union B. And in the next question he is asking in the fourth question to find P of neither A nor B. Neither A nor B means not A and not B. Right. So that is directly we can write P of A bar into P of B bar. P of A bar is equal to 0.7 and P of B bar is equal to 0.4. So that is 0.28 is the answer for the. You see question number 12. a die is tossed 3 times. Find the probability of getting an odd number at least once. So first of all, I am finding first time also we are getting an even number. Second toss also we are getting an even number. Third toss also we are getting an even number. That I am finding. That means first time we are getting an even number 1 by 2. Second time also we are getting an even number 1 by 2. Third time also we are getting an even number 1 by 2. So that's why this is the probability of getting an even number. For this the complement is at least once odd number or not. Every time we are getting an even number, complement for that is getting any odd number at least once. So that is nothing but 7 by. Next you can see question number 14. Probability of solving specific problem independently by A and B are 1 by 2, 1 by 3. Probability that the problem is solved by A is equal to 1 by 2. Probability that the problem is solved by B is equal to 1 by 3. If both try to solve the problem independently, find the probability that the problem is solved. When can we say that the problem is solved? A solved and B solved. Then we say that the problem is solved. Or A solved but B don't know how to proceed. Sorry. A not solved but B solved. Then also we say that the problem is solved. The other case is A solved and B not solved. Then also we say that the problem is solved. Because they are independent events, we can write this one as P of A into P of B plus P of A bar into P of B plus P of A into P of B bar. So this summation is the answer for that particular question. Now P of A is equal to 1 by 2, P of B also 1 by 3, P of A bar also 1 by 2, P of B is 1 by 3, P of A is equal to 1 by 2, P of B bar is 2 by 3. So now we are getting the answer as 4 divided by 6 is equals to 2 by 3. And in the next second bit what he is asking? Exactly one of them solves the problem. Exactly one of them. This is the case. Exactly one student solves the problem. This is the answer for the second question. That is nothing but 1 by 2 into 1 by 3 plus 1 by 2 into 2 by 3. This is the case. Exactly one of the students solves the problem. Right? So that is nothing but 3 by 6 is equals to 1 by 2. So observe, this is question number 15. If you go through the question number 15, one card is drawn at random from a well shuffled pack of 52 cards. In which of the following cases events E comma F are independent events? First question what is saying, E is equals to the card drawn is spade. E is equals to the card drawn is spade. How many spade cards are there? 13 by 52, that is equals to 1 by 4. Next, F is equals to the card drawn is an ace. How many ace cards are there? 4 by 52. Now can you tell me what is E intersection F? E intersection F is nothing but spade ace card. Spade ace means there is only one card. That's why P of E intersection F is equals to 1 by 52. Right? So this value we got 1 by 13. Whether you observed or not, these two multiplication we are getting 1 by 52. That's why P of E intersection F is equal to P of E into P of F. So we can say in this particular case the two events E comma F are independent events. That is the first bit in that particular question. Now just observe the third bit in that question. What is saying in the third bit? E is equals to the card drawn is king or queen. The card drawn is king or queen. Total how many kings are there? 4 kings. How many queens are there? 4 queens. Total 8 cards are there, right? So that's why 8 divided by 52 is the answer for that particular question. Next, P of F is equals to the card drawn is queen or jack. Queen 4 cards, jack 4 cards by 52. So you will get here also 8 by 52, whereas here also we are getting 8 by 52, that we can write it as 2 by 13. Here also we are getting 2 by 13. Next, can you tell me what about E intersection F? First of all, here also queen, here also queen, right? So queen is the common one. That's why 4 divided by 52, that is equals to 1 by 13 is the answer for P of E intersection F. But you can observe here P of E intersection F is not equals to P of E into P of F. So P of E intersection F is not equal to P of E into P of F. Therefore we can say E comma F are not independent events.